Hi everyone. Hey, if you're going to be in Seattle or nearby, we'd love to see you at the 10th annual Short Run Comics and Arts Festival. And it's going to be at Fisher Pavilion at Seattle Center, where we were 5 years, for 5 years prior to the 2-year postponement because of the pandemic. We're really happy to be back there. It's a really safe venue. It's got a state-of-the-art HVAC system, blows 100% fresh air. So we couldn't really be luckier to have such a great space, but we are going to require masking regardless, because we want to have a lot of attendance there to buy books from people who have not had a good way to promote their book and really get out there for the past couple years. So we want to really have a lot of attendance, and we really want people to come out and support these artists who've been really struggling. If you're an unknown artist and you have a book release, it's really hard unless you do the convention circuit to really get a big group of fans. So this is what we're trying to do this year. And Robyn will be there, and Saw will be there, and lots of other guests. So please check out our website. It's free. It'll be a wonderful way to spend the day. And we hope to see you. Thanks, Tom.
Awesome, Kelly. Sure. And now I'll start our recording. I'll tell everybody that. Yeah, that's a great venue. I'm so glad to hear all that. And congratulations on being back. Okay, I'm going to share my screen really fast. So, Mishka, I hope you're getting all this. We're going to be in Seattle and everybody else. Seattle in November, and
writing it down right now.
Let me tell you some other things. Okay, so welcome everybody. We are at the We Believe in Comics Friday night workshops. I took 1 week off. I can't remember a thing. Welcome if it's your first time here. We're the Sequential Artists Workshop. We're a nonprofit, a 501c3 nonprofit. We're at learn.sawcomics.org. We have lots of classes and things like that. Here's a few coming up. Well, next week we have Sharon De La Cruz is going to be doing musical comics in this very spot. Meanwhile, we have a 4-evening class with Josh Baer and Hyena Hell Mondays starting October. 10-week class with Jess Rollifson, reading and writing for comics, and then romance comics with Mel Gilman, November and December. And that's at sawcomics.org. Go check those out. Here's a little more of what you'll see if you go to that website. We'll just speed through these, but we also have a week-long comics retreat coming up in Gainesville, October 24th to 28th. This is some shots of our last retreat. We made tons of comics. We gave them out to everybody. We did lots of drawing on the beautiful prairie and in the woods, and got to read lots of great comics in the space. And so that's happening October 24th to 28th. And you'll be hearing more about that, I hope. Anyway, tonight, whatever you do, share it on social media Friday with the hashtag Friday Night Comics, and you can tag us at Comics Workshop. And Robyn's tag, is that what you call it, a tag? I don't know, whatever. Well, I'll put that in the chat. And I want to thank everybody for donating. If you've donated to tonight or any of the other Friday night workshops, it helps us keep these free for you and keeps us paying the teachers as well. This is a slide we're going to change someday, but these are just some of the amazing things we've done in the past year or two with your donations as well. Anyway, let's keep it on screen at PG-13 and enjoy. And I'm so excited. Robyn is here. Robyn Jordan is here. Here's a little glimpse of what she does at Mother Magazine. I'm going to stop sharing my screen if I can find that link. There we go. And Robyn, I'm going to spotlight you if that's okay. And I'm so intrigued. Psychic cartooning.
Thank you, Tom. And
yeah, sure.
Thank you, Sequential Artists Workshop. I'm so honored to be here. I'm Robyn Jordan. I'm cartoonist based in Seattle, and I'm also a part-time middle school art teacher. And a lot of my students today had no idea I was doing this later today. So I'm really happy to be here. I'll start sharing my screen here. Bear with me for a moment, please. And I'll keep this brief because I'm so excited for us to start drawing together. Oops. Well, there we go. That's me at a convention. I've been making comics for about 15 years. I love publishing them myself as mini comics, but I publish a lot with online magazines and Seattle's alternative weekly, The Stranger. These are a couple just excerpt panels from last year.
Robyn, do you want to go to that presenter view again or whatever? Because we're still seeing.
Yeah, I know it's not going to. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Yeah, here we go.
It's okay.
Yeah,
if
yeah.
you want.
Thank you. There we go.
Oh, great.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No problem.
I like working in different drawing media, so I experimented a little, but I'm definitely yeah. A lot of these look like this. Coming soon to Short Run. Thank you, Kelly, for telling us a little bit more about that coming up. I'm excited to table after a hiatus. My hiatus went even pre-pandemic because I had a kid, and I'm excited to be back. So I did a lot of diary comics during 2020, published at Mother Magazine, and then exhibited in Seattle Center. But that's coming out in time for Short Run shortly. So it's going to be a 48-page Rezo printed mini comic coming up. And now for psychic cartooning. For this, you're going to need a pencil, paper, pen if you prefer, or you could do it in Procreate or whatever you choose if you'd rather. I do recommend having Post-its nearby, but that's optional, and we'll get to that a little bit later. So if you need to take a moment to grab those things, please do. We're going to start with drawing exercise. So we'll go through 3 quicker drawings. And then I'm going to ask for sort of a mini just hold up share where we won't verbally share, but we'll kind of just grid view, hopefully show what we drew in these next few minutes, and then transition on to the meat of it kind of. So psychic cartooning, I want to give a big nod to, I saw it kind of in the history of this workshop that Lisa Hook did a time travel workshop, and Tana Tucker did a drawing your ancestors workshop. So this is definitely connecting. If you were there for those, wonderful. If you weren't, no problem. And this is for kind of all of us, believers, skeptics, maybe Ouija board, anxiety freaks. I was taught Satan was like directly on your hand and avoided it. So this is for all of us. And I think at the moment, I'm probably like 60% metaphysical believer, 40% skeptic. So wherever you are, mostly this is a device for sort of opening our imaginations beyond time and space and maybe species. I saw Nicole George's did one interspecies workshop. And also as an anxious person or someone who tends to towards anxiety, I think sometimes it's helpful to just think of questions that we want to know, like what's feeding fear sometimes. What do we wish we could know if we could? So let's get to the first drawing warm-up. Okay. Drawing yourself as a baby. The first step towards transcending time. Babies are kind of notoriously hard to draw. They're very, very strange. So I recommend these steps, a great oversized head, and you can draw this in whatever way you want, but this is really kind of laid out in steps. If you're someone who maybe you have lots of experience drawing, but just drawing people, sometimes that just, kind of stirs up my fears. So big head, little body, no joints, and then add that chunky, chubby mass and skip the elbows and skip the knees and add a real wide diaper. And you could erase lines that aren't pleasing to you or kind of add solid color. It could be like the clothing. And think about what you actually know about you as a baby as far as hair. Did you have any? Did you have loads of it? I had none until I was like 3. It was really a long time. And give yourself a little face. But kind of just really look at it for a moment and think about, what did you need at that time in your life? And what did you know at that time in your life?
Hey, Robyn, because some people are on different platforms, when you're drawing during screen share, they're having a hard time seeing it. So maybe you turn off screen share just while you're drawing.
Sure.
That would be great. And some people are mentioning it.
Okay, thank you.
Sure.
That's what I've been drawing. This is mini me as a baby.
And what did you say? You said something great. What did you need when at that time? And then you said a second thing.
Sort of what did you know?
Oh.
And in child development, we learn, you know, lots of different theories about that. But maybe you feel like you were an empty cup, or maybe you know everything as a baby.
I'm putting those things in the chat if anyone misses it.
I'm going to share my screen for the next warm-up prompt here. And now we're going to draw ourselves as a really old person, like 20 years older than you are right now. So again, I recommend maybe starting with a stick figure. This might not be your approach, and that's fine. But a lot of times with students, thinking of the body in segments is helpful. So if you're feeling a little intimidated or you find that helpful, you can look at my demonstration steps there. Often, you know, in physique, we might be more hunched over, older. And this is where you've got to really engage. Like, do you think you'll wear a wig? Do you think, you know, if it's in the future, maybe we don't need corrective lenses anymore, but. Same questions there. What does the olden you know? Or what does the olden you need? And is olden you urgent, feeling urgent to tell you something? Let's take, it's okay if yours is, I want to get to kind of where characters will start interacting. So I have one more prompt after this for our warm-up. It's okay if you don't finish these, but I'll ask you to share if you want to after the next one. Okay.
Thank you.
And finally, what might dead you look like? I was trying to think of this, and I thought like space spiral, like just like I'm a soul with no body out there. Or maybe I'm haunting my current house. Whew. Maybe I'm like the hottest babe I've never been, you know. Maybe I'm a like cherub out there. So how could we show ourselves as like a dead, like visually, how could you show yourself as the dead version of you? Alternatively, if you want, because we are going to move this along, is there a loved one in your life that you would like to connect with in this drawing exercise? That maybe they're no longer of this earth and maybe you want to connect with them. Maybe they are, but you would love to know, like, what was your dad like as a teenager? Or my dog, she's an aged pug, and she's got, based on her nipples, she's clearly had puppies, and we heard that it was a dachshund mix, her puppies. I would love to see those puppies. So if I'm feeling a little bit more light in my writing right now, I think I'd really like to explore those dachshund puppies.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, let's take, those are some pretty big prompts there. So those might be things you explore later or not. But if in a moment you could get to a stopping place with this part, let's move on together after a quick share. So no problem if you only want to share your baby self or not at all, but I'm going to ask you to hold up what you're working on if you're working on paper in 1 minute.
I'm going to remove the spotlight so everyone goes back to grid view too.
Great. Thanks, Tom.
Okay, I'll do that when you're ready. Okay. Should we do it now?
Oh, I love seeing these. Wow. Oh, there's already so much just incredible depth and humor already in these. Thank you for sharing. Okay, and now while we're kind of in this creative brain space, jot down, if you could, at least one question or something you wish you could know, like of someone that is in the future that you wish you could know it, or someone from the past. Maybe it's an animal that you're close to that you wish you could communicate. What is a question you wish you could know? I know it's 20 minutes after, so let's get to kind of the longer comics work that we'll do and then share. So I recommended Post-its as a possibility here because in this kind of spirit of maybe time being unconventional, you might want to, hopefully let that focus in here. Here, I can share my screen and I've got a photo of that. Post-its I find to be a nice way to script a comic where you don't already know what the total number of panels might be. So because you can manipulate them and move them around and add more, if you're doing an improvisational writing experiment, you can start off with a gag comic that then takes on a longer life. And then you can place tracing paper on top and do drafts as you know a little bit more about the scope of what it is. So that can be helpful place to start. If you'd rather draw your panels and you have a sense of, you know, is it a 3-panel kind of introduce the characters, something happens, something more happens, and then you wrap it up. Great. But I was a little less sure. So I started off here with just an establishing panel of my current self brushing the hair of my old self. Someone please pipe in the chat if you know, and I wish I could credit them, but cartoonist, I remember saying, you've got to have in every comic a head to toe shot, characters from head to toe. And I always dread that panel because it's like, you know, it's like the most work. But some panel that says, you know, we see these characters and maybe they're both you at different times. Maybe it's you and an animal, or, you know, pick from the warm-ups or pick something else. Maybe it's someone across the world that you wish that you could connect in one space. So show at least one character, preferably from head to toe, and then start connecting to those questions and imagining what those answers might be. Or maybe you use tarot cards or other kind of tools to kind of, you know, actually connect in some ways and maybe find some answers there. So I'm here, I'm going to be drawing along with you and continuing this. You might reorder the panels if you're using Post-its at the end, or just continue it. And I'll stop talking now and we can do more drawing.
So should we just concentrate on panel 1 or keep going past panel 1?
Oh, I think keep going past panel 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you please show those 4 panels again?
Oh, sure. Oh, and yeah, I see a question. Thank you, Walter. Where are we heading with the whole thing? I think that's a little bit open. So I imagine that probably most of us will have 3 to 4 panels in the next 20 minutes, touching on one character, maybe asking a question, and another character maybe answering that question.
Putting that in the chat as well.
So Yesha, if it would help, we could together draw maybe the first panel. So if you want, you might look at like I drew my son as an adult. I drew myself as a really old person, and I drew myself as a baby. So each of those kind of bring up choose your own adventure, different story possibilities. I think if I were asking a question of my son as an adult, that was one of my questions that I just sort of jotted down in the exercises. And I think, you know, I could go as light or as serious as I want to go with that, and as you want to go with that. But I hope that clarifies. If not, please add questions to the chat.
Can you tell us what the questions you had on your particular Post-its were? Because they were pretty inspiring, actually.
Sure. So I said, am I making an impact that matters? Will Mount Rainier erupt in my lifetime? That might seem kind of silly, but actually here in Seattle, that's a like that shaped which neighborhood we lived in. How long will my child live? And to him, if I were addressing him as an adult, are you angry that I brought you into this burning world? I it's a Friday. Maybe you want something a little more like what's for breakfast tomorrow, and that's good too.
We talk a lot about the burning world here, I think.
Mm.
So if anyone missed any of that, that's all in the chat.
I think a younger me would have had way more questions about falling in love. Maybe you do too. I see a question from Nina. You don't have to use the characters from your warm-up drawings. That was kind of just a way to maybe kind of warm up the creative parts of your brain and your drawing hand.
Your psychic brain.
Yeah. Absolutely doesn't have to be on Post-its. No. And thank you, Susan, for the Linda Berry shout out there for drawing full body characters. I love the humor direction you're going, Jackie, with that story.
Yeah, there's talk of that cricket. We all hear a cricket in the it's really nice. But somebody says that's not my cricket. Oh, what a pretty panel.
If you're looking for a concrete kind of example here of just going from a first panel showing characters from head to toe to zooming in a little bit, so you might be able to show a little more subtlety with facial expression or details, and kind of just timing for asking the question. This is one way to do it. But I think you could also see how with Post-its, I might kind of change the order and start in that way and then zoom out. oops, I wasn't unmuted. Nope, you definitely don't have to ask the question in panel 2. You can ask it wherever you choose. And you might not even have it as an explicit question. It might be one of the characters offering information that wasn't asked.
That's the last thing we need. People offering information we're not asking for.
My future self won't shut up.
Robyn, I have to ask, you mentioned Mount Rainier and you said it affected where you chose to live, and your Instagram handle is Robyn Volcano. Jordan Volcano. So is it
Yeah.
related? Are you
Well,
obsessed with the volcano?
maybe overly. And the tsunami zone that is expected to result. But I was born the day that Mount St. Helens erupted. And so people gave us like bits of ash and things like that. So I guess I do think about volcanoes, but
I was in Port Townsend, Washington the day it
wow. Whoa, what was your memory like? What was it of your experience?
I thought somebody had thrown a basketball against the side of the garage where I was sleeping. I was
Wow.
hanging out with hippies.
Wow.
That's
a
I was
long
driving
ways.
up the coast. I was driving up the coast
It is a
between
ways.
Portland and Seattle when it went off. I
Wow.
didn't notice anything until the ash started coming down. I could see the rooster
Wow.
tails from the car in front.
Whoa.
It's
Wow.
very strange.
Wow.
I hear a theme for a Friday night.
Volcano
Stop.
cartoon?
Yeah.
Surviving disasters.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, I totally have a story. Yeah. I think I stopped someone from going to Spirit Lake.
Oh, wow.
No, don't go there. Don't do it.
Is that a real place or is that a nickname for the afterlife?
No, that's a real, it's a real place. And a guy that had a lodge there actually died in the ashes. He was old. He says, I don't care. I'm old.
Harry Truman.
Harry Truman. Yeah.
Right.
His name was Harry Truman.
A different Harry Truman.
Yeah.
Different Harry.
Right. It was like, was it
Totally.
some weird joke? But no, it was a real guy.
It was a real guy. Yeah.
Werner Herzog did a whole movie about a guy who wouldn't move away from a volcano that was starting to erupt.
Oh.
Can't remember the name of that, but he was
They made a Harry.
It
They
wasn't
made a Harry
Truman.
Truman movie with Art Carney.
I'll write that down.
Oh, that I gotta see.
I opened up a can of worms here, Robyn. How much longer should we go for this comic?
I like this can of worms. But yeah, I think in 6 minutes, we'll start inviting people who are ready to share, and those of us that need a little more time can keep drawing. Is that generally how it goes, Tom?
Yeah, I bet we could start sooner rather than later, but
Okay. Yeah, I
wanna
see
make it 6, that would be okay.
Zosie's ready.
Yeah. Oh, people are already starting to raise their hands. Hey, Robyn, will you do me a favor and raise your hand? It's under reactions usually. And I'll raise mine. And that pushes us up. Sure. If people are starting, yeah, we're getting some people raising their hands and other people can keep working. Does that seem good with you, Robyn? Okay. So what I'll do is I'll spotlight people and you can respond as you like. And I'll keep a running list in the chat of where we're heading to. And also where to post your work is in the chat. And we'll start with Kathy, then we'll go to Zosie, then we'll go to Kelly, and we got Walter. We got a whole list already. So awesome. Kathy, I'm putting you in the spotlight here. There you go.
Thank you.
Sure.
I got a kick out of this, especially when I had to visualize myself really old because I'm already 72. So adding 20 years really gets me up there. Okay, you want to see the 4 panels, right? Here we go. I didn't color this time. First panel says, the question I was asking was, Mom and Dad, were you able to impact me and my family from heaven? And I have what looks like lightning, but is much gentler, with insight, love, and grace coming from heaven. Then I have, did you have fun at our good times? And this could represent any one of my kids and my husband rebounding for them as they're shooting the basketball. And I have a lot of questions, don't I? Could our sweet mutt sense your presence? And I didn't have a better way to show people in a quick way than as a kind of a ghost. Here's one of them saying, hi, Bud, and Bud's totally aware of it. And have you had a reunion with those we love? couple other people who have passed, my Aunt Jo, my sister, and the little character saying yes to all of the above.
Kathy, I love your questions. Really wonderful to have each panel, you know, exploring different questions and different people you've cared about. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cool, thanks. Susie, we'll go to you. Welcome back. Here we go.
Okay, hi. It's not that good, mostly because I'm distracted. Also, I'm sick, so.
Oh,
Okay, so it started out with present me saying, why can't we fly? Will I stay connected with the ones I love? And then I'm asking old me, why aren't we all equal? What will I do in this world? And then old me says, that you'll have to figure it out yourself. And then there's just us hugging in the end.
Oh, Robyn's muted. There we go.
Oops. Zosie, that was excellent. And
Thank you.
I'm impressed that you did that while distracted. Very good.
Great, thanks, Susie. We'll go to Kelly, Walter, then Lori.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So thinking about like myself dead made me realize the last person that died was my dad's friend Kevin. And the question was, what happened to you, dude? And so then the 4 panel is, what happened to Kevin? And this first panel, my godfather was named Kevin Grow, and he was my dad, Dale Fro's best friend. So Grow and Fro. Yeah, the last name thing is weird. They were both young. Kevin was pretty cool. He actually talked to me. He asked about what I was drawing, often sitting down in the kitchen on the kitchen table with me. I was home recently and overheard my grandpa tell my dad that he read in the paper that Kevin had died. And here's my dad. Are you sure, Dad? Because my grandpa's an unreliable narrator. And then down here, I witnessed my dad react to this news from across the room, which was really shocking for me as an adult to watch my dad, like, emotions come over him. And then the last panel, in the car ride home, I asked my dad about Kevin and why they fell out of touch. There we are in the car. And my dad said, yeah, it's sad. He became an alcoholic and threw his life away. And it just makes me remember that every time I go back to Wisconsin, my parents use phrases that I have heard them each say hundreds of times, but I don't use in my life or my friends, you know, like just certain phrases. He threw his life away. So anyway, that's the story of Kevin. Thank you.
Such expression on the character's face is really nice. Yeah.
Thank you.
Too bad he threw his life away.
I know, too bad for him. He's a great guy.
Thanks, Kelly. We'll go to Walter next. Here we go.
All right, so I'm not quite 72 yet, but 20 years older me looks exactly the same as me. I made that promise to my wife. So, and Dead Me is an homage to DC Comics Spectre character who's sort of the spirit of Jehovah Vengeance. So Dead Me is asking Live Me a question on election day in 40 years, whether he's needed. If we manage to save democracy in this country, I'll just die happy and rest in peace. If not, I'm going to come back and zap some people. So,
good
and there's
one.
no panels. It's a sequential without panels. It's a little revenge fantasy going on. Yeah.
Awesome, Walter. Thanks. We'll go to Lori next. Then Lori, Jeannie, Mary. Here we go.
Okay. So, is she going to eat me? My cheeks were so rosy back then. She has no idea what's coming in her life. I wonder if she knows I'm her. She has no idea I've been reborn and will continue this cycle forever. And I'm going to forget this ever happened.
Awesome.
Deep. Lori, thank you.
Oh, great. And Susan mentioned something I wanted to say. You drew yourself looking just like you. Your older version was, anyway, great likeness and really funny. All right, we'll go to Jeannie, Mary, Paula. Here we go.
Hey, hi. So mine's really just 2 panels. That's me. And I'm asking that if when I die, I get to see all of my dogs in my life. And that's the second panel. And this is the veil between this life and the next life. And those are all my dogs I'm looking forward to seeing.
Oh,
I don't know about any humans, but I know I'm going to be happy to see all of my dogs.
Amazing.
And I'm 71, and so 20 years. Yeah, I don't know.
I love how you drew
But this
the
is
veil.
great. Thanks, Robyn.
Fantastic.
Cool. We'll go to Mary, Paulo, Jen. Here's Mary.
Oh, okay. So I don't really have any questions. I haven't looked at my tarot cards in about 5 years. It's like I just don't know anymore. So there I am dying, and I'm saying I no longer care what the answers are. I just want to be alone with the earth for eternity. And that's my great niece saying, I think Jesus will be here soon. And I'm like, oh, good. So I'm going to leave them the money so they can go out to the West Coast to put all my ashes in the ocean. I know that's a cliche, but I want to have it done. And then here I am in heaven, and I finally have a question. And my question is, if this is heaven, do I need to wear clothes? And the answer is no, not really. And so there I am floating naked in the pond with Ernie, who was my brother-in-law's dog, but he was my buddy. He was a great dog. So I just want to roam around heaven with that old dog. That's it. No questions for me.
Like good version of heaven.
I know, I think about it a lot. I'm old.
Thanks so much, Mary. This is a good reminder to everybody to put it on social media so we can see these at length and really savor them. And that's in the chat. I'll post it again. So we'll go to Paulo next, and then Jen, and then Jackie. Paulo will have to come on.
Okay, I think I'm on a laptop this time, so I do have a camera.
Oh, great.
Hello, I hope this shows up. So, do these, they're blurry.
It's the background.
Oh, how do you unblur the background? Okay.
There we go. Ooh.
So, what does it say? It says, the question is, how can we live and die with peace and fulfillment? And then the next panel was, we can love and support ourselves and each other. And then it goes to, it's good to have goals and ambitions, and there will always be something to do. But remember, we are here to share this life with others and be happy. So that's that.
That's so lovely. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I love that first panel. Thanks so much, Paul. Okay, we'll go to Jen and Jackie and Sophia.
Hi. So it's funny because recently I was I was submitting something to an adoption, anthology that sort of got disbanded. And so like that's been in my head, and I'm like, oh no, I don't know if I want to tackle this tonight, but something came out good. So I have me holding me, holding me, holding me. And so there's baby me,
wow,
and current me, and future me, and spirit me. And baby me says, will I ever find home? And current me says, will I ever meet my life partner? And older me says, let go of big questions and embrace the journey.
Jen, that is really incredible. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the way you unified the characters and the panels is just really moving. Thank you.
Thank you.
Getting lots of love in the chat for that, Jen. Thanks so much. So go check that out. Are you in your new house yet?
No, it's still under renovation.
Okay. We'll be on the lookout.
mid-November.
All right. We'll go to Jackie next. Here we go.
I didn't get to ink all of my panels, but here the first one is me holding me as a baby and going like there, and then me holding me as a toddler and saying, you don't have to cry, I'm listening to you. And then here is me, you know, like I want to leave, you know, like how I was a very chatty kid. I can't wait, I'm going to totally treasure this someday, my own kid. And then my question is, what is on my daughter's mind? And it's me and my teenage daughter who is autistic and very limited in what she says verbally, but that's always like, oh wow, we could just draw the words at her. So that's always like a question on my mind, like, what's going on with my kid? So thank you.
That's powerful. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jackie. Amazing. So Sophia is next. If Sophia will come, there we go. Let's see.
Hi. I don't know if you can see it. It's on my iPad, yeah. So it's me and baby me, and I'm wondering, oh, I don't think you can help me. And the baby is kind of just gaga. I was a very ugly baby. So I meet my older me, and I'm saying, but you look like you could tell me a thing or two. And my older self is saying, maybe you expect too much from older people. And then I'm kind of harassing my older self and going like, oh, you look great. I'm happy that I aged so well. And the final panel, thanks, I guess. Ugh, these young people are so rude. What would I know about dying? Because that was my question. How will I die? That's it. Thanks, guys.
You did so much drawing in a short time.
Procreate power.
Yeah, that third panel was amazing. Thanks so much, Sophie. All right, we're going to go to Cassie and then Michael and then Nicole. So let's go there.
Oh man, I was so engrossed in my drawing. I'm caught by surprise. Okay, so I really had a very good time drawing myself as an old person. So I ran with that. And so in the top here, it says, how old are you, Miss Cassie? At the bottom, it says, darling, I'm eternal. Now get me my lunch before I get cranky.
Wow.
Old you is a force to behold.
Young me is too. So I mean,
believe
like the trend stands to continue.
I don't want this to be the week I don't ask you about your job. Is it good?
I mean, you can. The new job is great. No one
okay.
is mean to me.
All right. We'll go to Michael next and then Nicole, then Umi.
This was me as a baby. This is me tomorrow. This is me and my dog. And the comic was, the question was, will I always be this miserable? And then Dead Me says, relax, dude. You won't always be this miserable. You'll become much more miserable. So enjoy it while it lasts. Ha 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 ha.
Nothing like the present. Thanks, Michael.
Michael, you better share that on social media. And I just put that in the chat, everybody, where to share that. Okay, thanks, Michael. Let's go to Nicole next.
Hi. Hi. Can you
All
hear me?
right.
Okay.
Yep.
We have two coming in. My question is the question that I want technology to advance to, which is, will we ever get the technology to understand what dogs are thinking? And then this is a dog scientist. This is the dog getting electrified. This is another dog getting electrified. And then this is me saying, ball, that's it. And then
I love the electricity lines. It's like radiating.
Very Dr. Frankenstein. And Jonah made one too.
I made one too for my cat, and it says, do you miss me? Are you a cloud now? And I kind of did a hybrid. I miss you so much. And then it's us in the starlight.
Oh.
Oh, so good. Thanks, Jonah. Thanks, Nicole.
Wow.
Mm.
Thanks, you guys. We'll go to Umi next, if Umi's ready.
Hey, hi.
There we go.
My thing is not finished. Hey, there's my cat. So my thing is not ready. This is coming up from the illustration I did. This is baby me? No. Baby me? Like you see the butt? I don't know if you see the butt. And this is older me. Older me will be like 60 something, but I think 60, being 60 is still young. So I don't know. This is me more like, I don't know, 71 or something like that. I'm losing my muscle in my thighs. That's it probably. I don't know. Like already I'm losing my hair. So like, I'm not sure. So the baby me is the first panel. So there's no prompt yet, but the baby meme is asking me a question, and there's a knuckle to knuckle on the second panel. And I'm going to use the third panel, me is talking, predicting the future. And then I think the baby me will be asking a question. And the last panel will be, so I don't know if you see it, but like just behind my old me, there's an ash. This is my dead me. So using the dead me ash, old me and young me, well, baby me will be drawing together. So this is going to be my ode to drawing. Thanks.
Wow. Your ashes are the medium, like that's, wow. Thank you, Umi.
Yeah. Wow. Psychic circle. We'll go to Marlene and then Mishka and then Anne. There's Marlene.
Just getting ready. Can you hear me, Tom?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Okay, firstly, the first one, I'm a little chubby baby with no idea. And I need something to hold on to. The good old favorite dummy or pacifier. So quite happy over there. Next one, I am enjoying my life at 90. It's not so bad, but this one here, number 2, I'm in the heavenly realm, exploring life and enjoying it out there. It's just great because I don't have to comb my hair, brush my teeth. It's all good. So I love that one. Third one, I'm 90 and saying to myself, wow, not too bad. I'm enjoying life. I hope I can hold on to the stick until I get to the next corner It's all good. My chest is burning. I don't know what to do. Never mind. I've got my mobile phone in my back pocket. I'll call up the ambulance if needed. Final one. My grandson is an aspiring athlete. And in the future, I'd like to see him succeed with his football playing. And thank you so much, Robyn, for the opportunity. It was great fun doing this.
Thank you, Marlene. And your use of paint there is just so beautiful. Oh.
Lucky I had the background already done. I knew someday it would come in handy.
Wow. Special moment.
Awesome.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Marlene. Okay, we'll go to Mishka, then Anne, and that'll be it.
All right, so I have this picture of me old on, I sometimes call my bicycle my wheelchair now, but I imagine I'll be on a tricycle by then, but still a bike. And I'm kind of working with a question about what would my life have been like if we'd never left Czechoslovakia. I was born here, but my parents, so anyway. People have seen some of this theme before. I was the real life baby doll, real life doll that my mom always wanted. She looked so happy in my infant pictures. And then I remember her telling me how happy this one particular picture made her. It got destroyed in a fire, unfortunately. So I'm trying to recreate it here. But it just exudes joy. Okay, wait. So then I got really close to my dad. And then like in later pictures, my mom looked really like increasingly unhappy. And I mostly remember her kind of yelling and screaming all the time. What do I say there? Oh, she had schizophrenia. So then the question that I like have always sort of wondered is like, am I next? So like as sort of protection, I kind of built a wall. And she's like in this little hell, and I built the wall. And then a couple of years ago, she died, and I felt relieved, but also a little guilty about it when she died. So then now I look in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, I'm just like her. And there are my children. And I'm like, are they looking at me and thinking I'm like her? And then my great fear, as many parents, is that my kids will also be that happy when I'm gone. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Therapy session.
Oh, thank you. And I think you just really highlighted in your, like the many moms that you knew, like that each of us at different times can be so many different people. Thank you.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people commenting in the chat about that. Thanks,
Oh.
Mishka. And there were so many panels too. Like
Oh
20
yeah, the post-its are a good method. I'm like, oh, I can keep going.
Thanks so much. All right. And don't go to Bethesda without telling us next time.
Okay.
All right, we're going to go to Anne next. Here we go.
So this time of year, I just have one question. Will I get to wear a Halloween costume somewhere? Sorry, I'm not very philosophical.
What an incredible costume.
So it all starts with that hat.
I think the answer to that is always yes. You can wear a Halloween costume if you want.
No, you have to have a play. You have to have.
Oh, a party to go to maybe.
Yes, when you're older.
Where tell us in the chat where you're located and we'll try and get a party started.
Carson City, Nevada.
Okay. Oh, there's parties there. How far are you from Reno? I have relatives there.
It's about a half an hour drive.
All right, I'll talk to them. We have Paul up next and then Fedora.
All right.
Thanks, Anne.
Hi.
Hi.
So I think my prompt was the kind of talking to somebody that isn't around anymore. And this would be one from Wisconsin also. Over the pandemic, I did a little genealogy research out of boredom and found sort of inexplicably a great grand aunt who nobody in my family had ever heard of, left rural Wisconsin and ended up in Seattle. So it was just a complete mystery to me. So I've been utterly obsessed with like who this person was, how much was she like me, you know, all that. So I here we go. Sorry. So I've just started writing basically just every single question I could think of that I want to ask her. Like, you know, why did you leave? What, you know, and all the, you know, what did you like? Even like Seattle? What was the reason? Why did you miss Wisconsin? Did you ever go back? Did anybody even come to visit you? And then as I did research, she ended up being married like 5 times. And like, what's up with that? So just this plethora of just questions, all these questions that I have just sort of fired at her, you know, just, and this fascination with like, how could she possibly, what do we, how are we alike? You know, just, it's just this, an anomaly in my family for leaving Wisconsin, even in the 20th century. What would this be like in 1910? But I can, in my research, or I don't even know what to call it research, I found she was married 5 times, and I found out where she was buried, but she's buried without a headstone next to husband number 2, just a blank piece of grass up at whatever the cemetery is off Aurora Avenue, just an empty spot. And so I can only conclude that maybe she was a crank. So like all the people I know, old people from Wisconsin, you know, I've asked all these questions, and then she ends up kind of angrily and in that Wisconsin dysfunctional way, you know, tell me I'll never know and I get what I deserve. So I can only imagine she retained that part of nut job Wisconsin. So there you go. And I think I saw something flash by in the chat. She was from Thorpe, Wisconsin.
Wow. Paul, thanks so much.
You bet.
That's amazing stuff. I think we have a lot of Wisconsin expats or something in the chat. Okay, we're going to go to Fedora and then Dave.
Hi, everybody. Sorry. Whoops. Unmute myself again.
We can hear you.
You hear me? Okay, great. Yeah. So I love this exercise, Robyn. Thank you so much. These were my my initial drawings, and I haven't used them yet, but I only have 2 panels. Can you see, or is something in the way?
You can see.
Oh, it's only in the way for me. Can you read it?
Oh yeah.
Red me blows in an icy blast or an embrace in sunshine. Yeah.
Fantastic. That swirl. Yeah.
Ruffles my hair. Massage. Cataclysm. Question mark.
Yeah.
I love how that evokes like how that energy or wind feels to you, and that nice.
Yeah, but there'll be more, I'm pretty sure. Thank you so much. Really.
Fantastic.
Love this.
Thank you, Fedora. All right, David Lasky is there. He'll be our last one unless Jamie Scandal's out there, but we don't know yet.
Hi, so I didn't completely follow directions, but I came up with a 1-panel comic called Burning Questions. How much time do I have? And the Grim Reaper's coming in, and I say, oh, hi, kind of in the middle of something here, and I'm drawing a graphic novel, and it's kind of every graphic novelist's great phobia that we're going to die before we actually complete our book.
And it's like, you know, 2 pages left to complete.
So close. Come on. Kind of busy here. Beth.
Thanks, David.
Awesome.
That's great.
Hi, Dave, by the way. And Dave's out in Seattle too. All you Seattle people, go see Dave at Short Run as well, along with Kelly and Robyn and everybody else. Okay, we have Nicole popped up. We'll see Nicole real fast.
Hi, sorry, I have a small human, so I wasn't sure if I was gonna have.
And
Okay,
she
shush.
also
Give me a minute.
has
Give me a minute.
You
Sorry.
go.
So I just still kind of getting it underway, but I inked over my pencil. But am I going to be all right? And I sort of feel like I'm in free fall with just all this stuff that I'm worried about. And then it says, when will I finally stand up for myself? And I sort of age backwards. So this is me sort of doing like tapping and just being like, I couldn't have got here till I got here. And then this is me as a kid, not quite a baby. I forgive myself for not knowing any of the answers. Just knowing to let go is taking up all I can give.
Such depth. Yeah, thank you.
Thanks so much. Robyn, if you don't mind, I'll show mine really fast. I did like 5 panels, but the core 2 are these 2. This is my spirit self saying, just in case you were wondering, people aren't any good. And then he says, thought not. Somebody in the chat said, Tom, what did you do? So that's what I did. I'm going to put Robyn back on the spotlight and say thank you so much. This was so wonderful, and what profound responses. Really nice.
Thank you, each of you, so much. I think I didn't expect really the just the incredible feeling and giantness that you all brought to it. So thank you. I really feel very blown away by it. Thank you. I'll be watching online to see your work there too, so I can really spend time looking at them.
Yeah, I just posted that in the chat one last time. Let's all go off mute and say thank you to Robyn, and then everybody have a great evening and a great afternoon or whatever.
Thanks so much, Robyn.
Thanks, everybody. Thanks, Robyn.
Thank you.
Bye, Robyn. Have a good night. Thank you.
Catherine.
Good weekend. Bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye, Dave. Bye, Kelly.
Bye,
Bye, all
Tom.
my friends out there.
Bye, Umi.
Be in touch.
Umi's cat.
Have a great
Oh,
weekend.
yeah, show the pets. Everybody show the pets. Oh, look at Umi's
Look
cat.
his cat.
Oh my God, you're not doing it. Wait. Spotlight for everybody.
Bye bye, everybody.
The kitty is so adorable.
All right. Oh my goodness.
Okay.
All right. Bye, everybody. Thanks. And
Bye.
please do